me know if what's it called? Let me know if. Please let me know if YouTube is working.
Will do.
Ah, we are streaming.
We are streaming. We are doing the streams.
Good thing,
Technical
'cause I was
issues.
about to say insert ethically unsound thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just wow, a Mac so old it can't support. Oh, I'm already looking at it on YouTube Studio, and I do see the stream running. Hooray! Although it says
Okay, I'm looking to see. Go ahead.
it's private.
Oh.
Did you not?
The stream
set it
cannot be
up?
accessed again from the managed list. Exiting now will end the stream. So do I have to keep YouTube window open?
Generally, no. Well, you got to keep the YouTube window open. So, no. I think if you close the studio window, it might shut down. But you can just have the studio window open.
So I have to have the studio window open to run a stream.
I believe so. Yes.
That's so. Apparently it was on private, but now it's public, so it should be okay now.
What a silly sausage this platform is.
I have
yes.
umeshu.
Umeshu.
What's Umeshu?
What is
Umeshu
umeshu?
is a plum wine made from ume plums.
Oh.
And this right here, look at this little tiny little guy. If you look closely, you can see a plum in the glass.
Because it's slightly blurred and it's green, it reminds me of like a brain
Slightly
in
blurred.
a vat, and it's green.
Yes, it could be. It could be slightly blurred. I mean,
What if we're just brains in vats drinking drinks that look like brains in vats? My God! Brains in vats. My God!
Let's go here and test.
Can someone tell me if YouTube is working, please?
Yes, I literally just typed into the chat.
Okay, sorry, I
Test.
wasn't looking in the chat because I've got like 10 windows open right now. Hello,
Why,
Robert.
hello.
So, for those who may peruse the tubes of you, we
Is that
are
a
now
place on the map?
also streaming on YouTube. I don't expect many people to come in through that method, but I figured it's just useful for those who might be watching. And you can find us over here. I did a 750 drop a bungee jump yesterday. That is one of my worst nightmares.
crap.
And I am
That is
never,
one of
ever doing it.
Well,
Sounds
I
like
know where you can do it with safety. You just drop a 700-foot, like, cord, but you drop it from your hand.
no, it's or I just go into VR and pretend it's real. And proceed to throw up all over the floor. Because VR is just that convincing.
Let the vomit hit the floor. Let the vomit hit the floor.
At least you don't feel the gravity force of the wind as your body reaches terminal velocity.
Yet.
Speaking of reaching terminal velocity, perhaps terminal velocity is being reached, the peak or zenith of the dilemma that the party finds itself in, the revealment of things that the
say we were
world took for
reaching-
granted, that was core beliefs across the nation, have been uprooted by the revelations of the gods being mortals and the mortals being numpties.
Did we say we were reaching terminal philosophy? That makes sense. Does seem to be the end of belief systems.
Yes,
I'm a
terminal
big fan of
philosophy.
terminal philosophy.
Isn't that also
does-
just called nihilism?
Before we
No,
start,
no.
Uh,
Yeah, but that's a good joke.
before,
I like that. Good joke.
before we start, quick question: has anyone seen? Has anyone seen Superman yet?
Yeah, he's right there. He's in the camera. Look
Oh,
at
the
him. He's wearing a
Superman.
shirt and everything. Look at him. He's right there.
Da, 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 da.
He's called mimicry.
No, I wore this shirt the other day at work, and someone's like, "Oh, Superman," and I was like, "Oh, sorry, it was my my second job uniform. I forgot to wear. I should have changed clothes.
Hey, if you take off the glasses, it's all right. We know you're Superman then. We won't get the two people confused.
No, that
Have
being
you
said,
seen? Okay, serious answers.
No,
Has
I've seen
anyone seen the movie?
No, not yet.
Yes.
No.
I know Teshlin has because we were geeking out about it, and I completely misinterpreted everything she was saying and just proceeded to mansplain
It was
the
funny.
entire history of the DC universe to her because I
3
thought she was
times.
misinterpreting stuff from the show, and in fact, I was the one who made
It was not that bad.
look, I
Don't
think,
listen to him, y'all. It was not that bad. It was funny.
listen. If you're asking, is this a place where people info dump on each other?
Yes.
Yes.
We speaking of
yes,
info
it is.
dumping, we now have a talking rat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
Who is-
Where
How dare
Great.
you speak of Sir Garland, his great bubonicness that way.
What were you?
His great bubonicness.
What were you going to say,
Why?
Lottie?
real quick, would it mess everything up if I did have a working camera thing now?
There's no need. I sorted it out.
I have a working. I have a working thing, and it's great.
Well, you
Free.
can try. I
Great.
can't
Leave in.
promise
Free the cat.
where everything will suddenly move to.
It's okay.
but
Whilst we're waiting for that to be implemented, I can read you Tales from the Monster Manual 2025.
wait, Jerry. One thing at a time. I'm getting. I cannot multitask.
Well, you're a man. Haha, sexism. Sorry, that was terrible. of me.
You know what? I'm gonna let that one go.
No, you shouldn't. That was
Is
naughty
it
of me.
sexist? Is it sexist if it's
That
true?
is sexist. Yes, it is sexist.
I'm letting that one go. There's a lot of listen.
No,
there's
that
a.
is sexist.
I'll tell you what. I'll stop letting that go when YouTube stops prioritizing red pill content.
How about we look at an adult bronze dragon fighting a giant
Lottie,
shark?
let's see what your camera thingy.
Oh, it's not giving me the option to use OBS as a camera thing. I'm sad.
Should- as a virtual camera, it should appear as the.
Did you click start virtual camera on OBS?
Oh, I did not see that button. Thank
I've
you.
done
Hey,
that so
Tess
many
needs to
times. And I was
rescue.
like, wait.
That is a giant shark, or
Yeah, so it's
also
an
known,
adult bronze dragon fighting a giant shark.
otherwise known as a megalodon.
Megalodon.
I just-
Were
I'm not showing
megalodons a
up in
real
the-
thing, or are they just made up for like?
No, they're real.
They were real, yeah.
And actually, some were found living in 2016
Oh,
off the coast of Australia.
Lottie, hit me with your best shot.
It's still not showing up
Fire
in Discord for some
away.
reason. I'm so sad.
You probably need to restart Discord. Did you start the virtual camera? Did you press the virtual camera button?
Yeah, I pressed the button.
Try doing that and then reloading the video. Like, exit out of the options and go back into options, and it might appear then. Superman, for those who haven't seen it, is the best Superman movie since 1978. Corn's Wet, absolutely phenomenal Superman. Total dork, by the way. Absolutely love him. Lois Lane, perfect. Guy Gardner, fucking amazing. Complete asshole. Like, this was written by somebody who knows the characters. And the setup, since this is a new universe, is that the heroes have already existed for a couple of years. Like, humans are already aware of monsters and gods and creatures, and so it's standard every day. They don't need to fill in the blanks. And everybody knows the origin story of Superman anyway, so it's like,
I need to go see it. I may
you do.
see
You
it,
will absolutely adore it.
Oh, well,
It
that's
is-
the thing. I'm a huge Superman fan, generally because he represents what the kindness and goodness and strength that comes from, you know, what was something you shared on Threads, which was the masculine urge to treat people with kindness and respect.
respect. Yeah, that whole line, like,
Yeah, I was
maybe
like, yes,
kindness
let's
is the
go.
maybe kindness is the real punk rock. That's the entire team of the entire movie.
Yeah. Well, and the thing
Clark
that I
thinks he's
love
cool.
about the
But he's-
thing that I love
Yeah.
about oh, go ahead, words go.
Clark thinks he's cool, but he's kind of not. He's a bit of a dork. And and he likes this really punk rock band that's actually kind of crap. But he's like, maybe being kind is real punk rock. That's go on.
Yeah. So we've actually had a really good resurgence in Superman media in the past few years. After Zack Snyder was unceremoniously told not to make any more movies, which is really a good thing. The culture is
Thank
healing.
you.
We had the Adventures of Lois Lane, which was like a shonen Superman thing. Really good. Really good. If you like shonen anime, it's a pretty cool telling, and it's very cute. And then of course this new movie is one of those. And then Crypto the Super Dog movie, or the Super Pets thing, was really good and silly and not related to anything.
I haven't seen that
it's
at
been
all,
good.
actually.
There was a YouTuber I used to like. I don't really like him so much anymore, but he did a video on why everybody likes the Flash, talking about the animated Flash, and how both deep down and on the surface, Flash is a good guy. And not that the citizens of Central City, he doesn't just know them. He wants to be their friend. He wants to know them, wants to be involved in their lives. And there's things where, as he's bringing in Mirror Master, he's like, oh yeah, Miss Ethis, I'll paint your fence as soon as I'm done here. And and he goes and knows the individual things, like asking individual citizens, like, oh, did you get your heart medicine? I knew. And so I really like that about, Wally West's character, being that he is not only a hero, but genuinely a joy to be around. And I think probably some of the funniest superhero dialogue ever created is when the Flash Museum is opened and Batman agrees to go, and they're making fun of him, and he's like brooding. But anyways, I'm a huge fan of superhero media, so that's something. That's one of the reasons why, again, Zack Snyder should not direct anything related to the genre. If I needed somebody to make a thing called like Kali Yuga, a misunderstood philosophy, I'd tap him.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I can't even add anything to that. I agree with you completely. Are you okay there, Lottie? Did you have any luck?
I got it working, I think.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go.
I may need to move things around. Oh God.
Yeah.
Apparently-
It's all terrible, folks. It's all yes. I am a cat.
Nim is a cat, and Nim is also now the DM.
and I'm also the GM.
Yeah.
You are too thing.
That is
This
terrifying.
is great. I have so many ideas for this story that are terrible. You should not
Yeah.
listen to me. They're entertaining, but I don't know if they're going to work.
I would just like to share an illustration on Copper Dragons that has touched my heart and melted my cockles, or whatever they say.
Melted your cockles.
And
No, they
and
say
it's
that,
a
but-
It's a Copper Dragons. Are really friendly, right? Of curiosity and like good spirits
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's
And here's a
what
Copper Dragon wormling reading books with like field mice and rabbits, and they're all like just reading. They're just reading little like. Just like I can't quite get it, but it's just.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that, Shiri. I like that a lot.
It's just Copper Dragon wormling like reading books with mice and rabbits. It's great. I love it.
So there is in Pathfinder, there is a book, like a little mini compendium of named dragons with personalities that I think if you could, while I'm not recommending that anybody pirate anything, especially since Paizo did recognize their writers union, so good job on you, Paizo. You may be able to find, it's an older book, and you may be able to find a copy, but they have dragons of all types and categories with individual stories and kind of mini adventure hooks that are really, really cool.
Cool.
And also, I found the bigger version of the image, so I'm going to use it as my profile now.
That is
Oh, unfortunately, people are not in the right place even here, but that's fine. Nim is a cat, and Nim is now Teshi. Teshi is also. There are two
I could
lots.
turn it off again. if
No, it's fine.
there.
It works for the 5. It works for this. We'll have them in their proper place from now on. Lottie, this is your chat window.
Ah, yes.
I am
I need to
insisting.
mess with the settings a
We
little
could
bit.
maybe
but-
set up an actual proper PNG tuber, but this
No, I like
This-
the yapping.
the yapping cat will do for now.
Yeah.
The yapping cat is great. I like it.
I forgot. Like I quickly messaged Matty like, do you still have those files? Because I don't have them on this PC.
Did he send them to you?
He did, yeah. He found
Wow,
them
that
on his
was
PC. He's like,
quick.
here.
Clap to Matty for his expedient delivery of high quality entertainment. Are we ready to open the book? We closed.
Apparently, this dragon and mouse is.
Yeah, we closed the monster book, and now we're going to open the quest log.
Yeah.
Let's go. Do. Anyone? Do. Do you remember the lyrics, Jerry? I don't. It's stored on my hard drive. It's stored. It's stored on my hard drive, which is a new hard drive that I just got and copied all the files over, and I haven't changed the disk drive number, so it's actually looking for a file that doesn't exist, and there's literally no way I can set that up now without disconnecting my camera. So just pretend you're just gonna have to pretend the entire intro played, and it's the most epic thing of all time.
What's the name of the song?
You know, I could just load it from YouTube.
Could you sing it?
Just Wild Arms Tree.
Wild
Wild Arms Tree Team.
Oh yeah, it's Wild Arms 3, which I still need to finish. Or
So
even
here I
continue.
have an old my old 4090.
That is a big ass. That is bigger than Nim's head. Look at that. Like, not even
It's
joking.
huge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I didn't even know
like,
graphic
huge.
card came that big.
yeah. This is my
Scary.
old 4090.
What are you gonna
Scary.
do with that? You're gonna auction it off? You're gonna sell it? Are you gonna?
I don't know. I'll have to see what I've got a
still
couple
get
ideas.
a decent chunk of change for that. Like,
Not worried about money. Worried about helping people.
lucky for some.
No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not that I'm not worried about money. It's that, like, I do things to help. I do things like that to help people. Like I gave away my own motherboard and processor.
I
To
did
my
get this
best friend.
camera from you, so thank you very much.
Fine. You're good.
So
You're my friend. Well,
I would actually
why would I
buy it
hold
off you, but I don't think it would fit into my.
you would probably need to get another case.
I've got a fairly
But-
like decent case, but I don't think it's bigger than my head.
I know I had to upgrade. So when I bought a 3000 series card, I bought something big enough for the 4000 series. So if your 3000 series fits in, the 4000 series will as well.
It's a 30. I have a 3060.
Yeah. So if that 4000 series card should fit in.
You know
Without
what?
too much
do
trouble.
me a
'Cause
favor. Just
Yeah?
get a measuring tape after the stream and just get the measurements, and I'll just let you know. And if so, I will give you a very reasonable price.
Yeah, I will. My offer will be more reasonable.
We have 3 concurrent viewers on the YouTube. That is actually more than I expected.
Yeah, I'm watching on YouTube.
Yeah. All of Nim's alt accounts.
I have
logged
my
in.
iPad on it.
Cool. You
No,
don't.
it's not
You
my- I
guys
don't-
don't.
I don't
Sorry,
have.
go ahead.
I don't have alt accounts. I'm only one of me, because a lot of people, when I do the political debates and things, they'll be like, oh, you're posting on alt. No, I'm not. It's just me.
I need to continue Wild Arms 3. I might just re-download it and start again. I didn't get too
You
far.
have a PS4?
I have it on PS4, but I might just get it on Steam.
You can't get it on Steam.
What?
It's a PlayStation game, only on PS4. You
I-
can emulate the PS2 version if you want. Like, nobody's gonna give a fuck.
Well, I mean, Sony might, but also,
They're not gonna care.
Well, I've already
The entire
bought it.
retro scene on Twitch is just emulated games. 90% of those people are emulating the games that they're playing. I will get you sorted with a link and stuff later. So let's actually get on with the show, which feels really weird because there was no intro music.
There was for me. I played the whole damn
You
thing
played
on
the whole
YouTube
thing
to
in your-
myself.
Cool, well done.
You
Yeah.
sang along,
Oh, is
I
that
saw.
why you were as Rob put it,
Yeah.
acting like a lemon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still in a
Let me
dream.
tell.
Snake eater.
Pingu is our Lord and Savior. Indeed, indeed he is.
Indeed, he is. Blessed be thy Pingu.
No.
Newt, Newt.
Newt. I can't do it. The only person who
Newt.
can do that decently is Matty. Kind of miss Matty being in the background making dumb noises.
One day in the future again, maybe.
He's like your mascot character. You have like the little thing in the background that just adds some extra. You can tell him I said that. He's a mascot.
I will tell him right now that he is my mascot.
Yeah. So
Everyone should
does
have
anyone
someone
remember
as-
what was happening on the last episode?
Yes! I'm glad you asked me
Yes, yes.
specifically and only me. Thank you.
Only me.
Well, let my friend Lottie speak for me because I am above such things.
Why would you choose me?
Why? Teshlin
Because
was
I heard you start to speak.
that was
Was that Lottie or
Teshlin.
Teshlin?
That was Teshlin.
Look!
Who's the one? Who's the one who takes all
was
the
the
notes and actually
note
remembers?
taker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, let me tell you, viewer, you may have entered the stream thinking, my god, who are these crazy people? And I will tell you, we're people that have ventured through an ancient ruin, finding bodies that all had, whilst in their skeletal form, had remnants of cloth, seemingly belonging to the same order or group. And after I had a headache, Alexander Dovleska had a headache, and Mimicry beat up the headache, or beat up a god in their head
beat up
with fisticuffs. With fisticuffs.
Yeah.
I did.
We
yeah,
then decided to explore some more, and then it turns out Alexander had another headache, which he then threatened, and with that threat managed to get it to inhabit the unconscious body of a young crystalline rat, a purple crystalline rat. Turns out that voice is none other than Bob, because I forgot his real name in game.
You
But
did
Garlic.
not forget his room.
But Bob, you see, was one of the original group of presumably adventurers who everyone thinks were gods 5,000 years ago. The patrons, in other words. And Bob is
Cheery,
now
cheery.
talking about, yeah?
You remember the name of the patron of Miros. Come-
Garland!
Thank you. Name's not
Garlic man!
No remembrance. None.
Bob.
Garland, also known as Garlic Man,
is
decided to
Garland.
regale us with
honestly,
information.
an excellent PR team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Decided to regale the party information about, well, the truth of history as opposed to the fabricated history that the majority of the nations believe across the previous 5,000 years. And thus, we continue with that.
When we last left off, we asked everybody to show like a possession that was important to them, and
Oh, yeah.
they immediately started glowing with light. Which
But Alexandra refused.
Alexandra?
Alexander, sorry, refused.
Alexandra
It's
got a
difficult
six.
being a trans woman playing a guy. The pronouns get all mixed up.
Yeah, they
Kiri
got-
is just having an identity crisis.
Isn't that
Okay,
true?
we
That's
love
pretty
you,
in
Kiri.
character for Alexander. Let's
Look
be
at me.
honest.
I'm a woman playing a
It
dude
is,
playing another
it is.
dude.
Playing another dude. What's that from again?
That's
Oh,
from
dude.
Tropic Thunder. I'm a
Oh,
dude
that
playing
would
a
not-
dude disguised as another dude.
Dudes, that would not get done. That would not get made today.
It would
Ah.
not.
And everyone's stuff started glowing with the light, which is quite intriguing because normally that's just not really something that tends to happen with the light. It's a miracle that is bestowed upon people who express what's the word? An attachment to the light. But Garland would like to make note as everyone's things just start glowing in front of them of the big giant rock that is submerged in the water and is of similar design to the previous Solstein stones that you saw back in Silentus's home, and the one that was also outside Maeve's hut in Solterra, in the capital.
And I would like to add one last detail,
Go on.
if I may. There was a curious matter that when their first headache was defeated via the power of punching, they happened to get absorbed into a sword of light.
I don't know. That was what happened. So
I don't think that's what happened.
Skull.
That's not what happened.
I stabbed.
Well,
I stabbed the
we
skull.
don't know what we don't. Sorry, go ahead, Nim.
Okay, so from my perspective was, I stabbed a skull, and then in like a mental battle or something, I threw hands with the devil, and then I came out of it, and so what felt like a long time for me, apparently, according, if I remember correctly, from Teshlin and Lottie's perspective, was not that long. It was
10 or 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was I was gonna say, I think it was like 10, 15.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Sure.
so it felt real long for me, not long for them. So and that makes sense. Is perceptions of time and everything, and we haven't really explored the concept of psychic stuff in this game.
So
that's kind of a cool thing.
As the all-knowing GM, I will say that what you saw is basically him, what appeared to be exploding in like the light started exploding out of him, and he appears to have evaporated there and then. What that means, is he dead?
Evaporated.
Is he not dead? Has he?
So he's
Only one
basically
person
like
knows, and
any-
he's not telling.
He's basically like any boss in like a 90s arcade game where they explode when they die.
Yeah, random echo sound and sparks go everywhere.
Like Secret Mana.
Yeah,
Always got segue into Secret Mana.
of course. So he appears to have
make me
been
cry now.
defeated for now, but or forever, we don't know. But he's no longer in either of your heads, which is blessing, I guess, for
Skull is
Alexander.
no longer
Alexander
acting.
has peace and quiet for the first time in his life. And,
Zombie.
There's
Garland
stuff.
comes over to Alexander. And
What,
you,
is it rats?
you rejected this offer the first time, but he's going to ask one last time. Now that you see everything, that everyone's stuff is glowing, with the lights.
It seems the DM, I mean, Garland really wants.
No,
the player, I mean,
no,
Alexander.
No, this is Alec. This is Garland trying to appeal to your better nature.
Right.
You can
what
still reject
exactly-
the offer, but he comes over to you. He like puts his hand on like your ankle because he's so goddamn tiny. But
I
like,
just got this.
he's
He's
just
just
like-
like leaning against my leg. Just
yeah,
like,
no, but he's doing it in like he's trying to be comforting to you, like he's trying to put
Let me
an
touch
arm
you,
on
my
your
little
shoulder.
paw.
Yeah, like it's like he's like asks you to try to trust him. You can still reject the offer if you wish.
And tell me, Garland, what is the nature of this light, and why would it be a boon to me?
If you remember, he tells you, like, you probably don't remember, but he doesn't know where the light came from.
So you don't know the nature of this light that seems to have, one could say, infested you, and yet you deem it suitable to spread it to others?
Well, from our experience, it has not been harmful.
That may be the case, but I'm normally opposed to ingest anything I do not know, whether that be banquets from faraway lands I've never seen the recipes for, or supernatural powers.
He just gruntingly. He's standing on like two legs right now, and he just gruntingly folds his arms like this. Like, okay, fine. He is just trying to help. Thank you, Teshi. He just folds his arms and just kind of walks away. He's like, fine. So he's officially giving up on trying to.
I don't need the light when I have my boomstick.
You sure you're not
so
American?
Eagle flies.
You've got about 5 minutes, by the way, Lottie. I should probably put a time limit on this, but you've got about 5 minutes left on your speak to animal spell. So.
Oh, heck. Wait, I need to talk to him before it wears off.
So I'm trying to figure out how to approach this. So he looks at everyone and he kind of stands around like you're all kind of in like a circle. He just stands in the middle, and he just explains that as far as we know, the light is capable of manifesting in anybody, in all people. Not to the degree as this gentleman here. And as he says that, you notice the light starts fading away from the book and from the bow and what was Lottie? It was your ball of yarn. It was glowing. Yeah. And it slowly fades away from that. Like it was clearly only a temporary thing. But essentially he just explains that as far as we can tell, the light is capable of manifesting in everything. Is it time for a lengthy anecdote? No, it is not.
Making a joke about the 5 minutes.
Yep, you have 5 minutes, Lottie. So, if you need to ask any questions or Nim or anybody, you've got 5 minutes. Like literally 5 minutes. Real 5 minutes.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can afford to play with you.
I would be able to sense that my skill is coming to an end, right?
Yes.
Like I can tell.
Gonna put
So
a 30-minute limit on it going forward, yeah.
Oh god. Okay. So I like saunter up beside him and like sit down on the ground cross-legged and I'm like, Mr. Garland?
Yes.
I really wanted to apologize for almost sending you. I didn't know it was actually doing anything. I just thought it was a nice thing to do for bodies that you find.
It is a nice thing to do, but it is because most spirits aren't meant to linger. But for some reason, mine and Arsenians and maybe others have just found some reason to stick around. And looking at ye, strange lot, it seems clear that my mission is not finished here, and we've definitely got some figuring out to do.
So
I'm going to be. I'll be
then?
sticking.
You don't.
Nope, I'll be sticking around for the foreseeable future. Please don't eat me.
I wouldn't eat you. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't
But
eat
you're a
me
cat, and
for almost sending you.
You're a cat. I've met cats. They don't usually. Wait, no, he's not met cats because he's not a rat. Rats don't usually like cats. Cats don't usually like rats, so please be careful. Don't
really.
Well, don't worry, we won't eat you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like hold out a finger to shake hands because obviously he's got tiny little hands.
Oh no, he'd
But
give
never
you,
eat
will
you.
do
he'd
is,
give you the whole paw. And
We'll
he'd be
offer you
like,
coffee and tea. I make
Tea?
some really good coffee if you like it.
It's true. I can concur.
Well, I'm a rat now, so I don't think my taste will be too particular.
Look, man. Initially, you were dead, and now you've got an organic body again. Clearly, it's a step up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the organic body of a rat, so...
Well, aren't we picky? Sorry, was that your
I
plan
used to
get
be a
my
respected
body?
scholar, and he walks over. You know what? He walks over to one of his dead body, and he takes a bit of the tiny bit of fabric that's left on it, and he wraps it around his neck, and now he's just wearing it like it's a cloak.
New
Guys,
drawing
like-
incoming.
We have two scholars that are well scarved.
Yep. It's practically a ritual. Those scholars have to be well scarved.
Well, yeah, they're well scarved. All right, so Garland, big
Yep.
question here for you.
You've got 2 minutes. Yep.
So I went hands up with Arsenian in a mental battlefield, for lack of a better word. Is he gone, or is he coming back, or is there a thing? Have anything about this that you know?
I honestly don't know. He was an incredibly strong-willed man, and much like myself, being one of the original purveyors or one of the original holders of essence, his will was clearly strong enough to keep him here. Hopefully, you've done enough to eradicate that, but I honestly don't know. Thankfully, I managed to confiscate some of his armor, and he points over towards the west, and he's like, "There's a very powerful, dangerous chest over in that direction. You should probably go." And then his voice cuts out, and all you start hearing is squeaking, squeak, 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 squeak.
Dang, I was hoping I could ask him about the ring.
Well, that would have been really smart, Lottie.
That's what I wanted to do.
So now he's just a normal rat, and he realizes suddenly that clearly you can't understand him again. And it's almost like he can actually hear himself squeaking now that your spell has worn off. He doesn't hear himself communicating, so he realizes that it's no longer working, and he decides to jump up on Teshlin's shoulder. He climbs up like and rests on Teshi's shoulder. So
Okay.
we have a
Yeah, you can hang out with me, Sir
enough.
Garland.
I'll look
You
at
know-
him and I'll say that I'm sorry that the spell ran out, but I can recast it some other time so you can chat with us more.
Yep.
And
Well,
in the meantime, let's do like yes and no questions. You can nod or shake your head to them
Jesus Christ. Okay. One squeak for
while
yes
we
and
walk.
one squeak for yes and 2 squeaks for no.
Yeah, that works.
I'm not going to remember this. 1 squeak for yes and 2 squeaks for no. Okay.
Don't worry, your note taker will remember it.
Uh-huh.
Who? It's Garland currently presiding on the shoulder of anyone or anything?
Teshlin's,
Teshlin.
like I just said.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, he's hanging out with me, I guess.
Yep, he's chilling on Teshli's shoulder because she just has that energy. She's been very
does.
nice to Teshlin, and Lottie's a cat, so he's a little anxious, and
But I didn't mean to try and send him.
It's
No, it's 'cause
okay,
you're a
Lottie.
cat.
He'll warm up
It's
to
'cause you're
you.
a cat, so
Everyone
he's like-
warms up to you.
he's got some of that instinctive rat fear in him. Remember, like it might be his mind inside the rat, but the rat also does have its own instincts that his brain is going to have to contend with. So feel free to throw out some questions while we explore the rest of the dungeon.
Well, I think we need to go to the west.
Yep.
So I guess down into that bridge that we saw?
That would be an idea.
Lottie.
Yeah.
Sorry, do I have a moment to speak in private with you?
Sure.
Of course. Don't worry, we'll catch up soon.
Yep. Oop.
Just be safe.
It's okay. Everything's knocked out.
That's true.
So, Lottie, my dear. Sorry, just quickly.
Standing
You
over
see,
the dead corpse of the ancient deity, Garland.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not a
That's fine.
deity. Anyway, sorry,
Patron,
Lottie,
whatever.
my
yeah.
dear. I was just, frankly, I was just too embarrassed to ask in front of everyone. You know, I'm not a man who finds it easy to admit his mistakes. But you know, for someone so non-judgmental as yourself, I thought, I feel it's acceptable to approach you. I was wondering if there'd be a time you could, you know, cast that magic again on with Garland. That lets one converse with him in the common tongue. And I just wanted to have a private conversation with him just to basically, you know, apologize and, you know, express the root of my anger and such, and just you know, help him appreciate it wasn't anything personal. And of course, I find it difficult just to express that I was wrong in the first case to you. That's why I felt having a private moment with Garland, you know, I wouldn't want anyone there because I feel just too embarrassed to express it otherwise. So I was wondering if you would be happy to maybe arrange just a private conversation with Garland sometime.
Of course. I don't mind setting that up.
Marvelous. Thank you so much.
GM,
I think
GM knows. Yeah, GM knows. You can have a private conversation, but Lottie will have to be there with you. Because
I was about to say I need to be close by.
It doesn't work unless she's within the vicinity.
When you say within vicinity,
Like 50 feet, like she has to be there, basically.
Could I be like outside the door though?
I would mechanically, I would say no.
Okay.
okay.
She has. You can have a
question.
Go ahead. There could be. You could create. If you want to come up with a ridiculous circumstance where she can't hear the conversation, feel free to.
I can wear earplugs.
Yeah.
Beeswax in the ear.
Yeah.
Yes, if you would be willing, I know your hearing's very percept, and acute, and it may seem a ridiculous notion, my dear, but if you'd be willing to wear earplugs, you know, just so I know it's a private conversation, that way I wouldn't feel too embarrassed to apologize and express my serious condolences for Garland's situation, etc.
We can do earplugs and we can fold my ears down and then like tie them down with a scarf, and then there'd be
you
no
don't
way
need to go
I'd
that
hear
far, my
anything.
dear. It's enough to warm the cockles of this man's old heart to know you'll be willing to go to such lengths for to help me you know, mature. Even I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks.
I don't mind setting up a chat, but if possible, I'd like to ask him about this ring.
Oh, of
'Cause it
course.
won't
I
come off.
could ask on your behalf.
That works too.
Yes. Of course. I mean, at the same time, you could ask him if I'm finished. I just tap on your shoulder.
There's a lot of
when there's a bit of
questions.
time
Like,
left.
he has been hit. What you've done here completely fucked up my plan, and allowed you guys to like discover lore like 20 episodes before I planned for you to. So
You're
he is
welcome.
now a permanent part of the team, and you can basically ask him anything you want within the timing of the spell, essentially.
You are most welcome.
I guess that when we leave this cave next time we're at like an inn or something, I can set it up.
Of course, when everyone's comfortable with cozy rooms and good ale, etc., in their hands or paws in his case.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Well, we've dilly-dallied too long, my dear. Thank you for taking time to hear me out.
Dilly-dally,
And, shall we
shilly-shally, yeah.
catch up?
Yes, you shall.
We should probably see how everyone is. Yeah.
Well, after you, my dear. And he sort of like
Okay.
leans to his cloak. like that.
Tesh, Nim,
Come here.
While you're
Sorry about that.
walking, are there any yes or no questions you wish to ask Garland?
Let me see. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm still processing. Arsenian is not known to be, imagine a cleric defeating an enemy of the faith, and not just like, oh, that's a high priest, but like, that's the bad guy. Like I boxed with one of the bad guys, and we're here.
Yep,
So
like your
I'm
entire order was
real-
created as a
kind of a response to his
response
influence.
to his influence, exactly. So
So I just kind of did like one of the primary things that they want us to do.
reminder, your sword is now glowing stronger.
Yeah, I put that in there as awakening lesser, because it was originally minor, now it's
Cool.
lesser, and then
Yeah.
because you said there were 5 levels, so I figured it was. I got names for the other ones. You'll
Did I
be
say that?
like, oh, that.
Okay, cool.
did.
Thanks for reminding me.
We haven't decided what lesser does. We can do that later.
Yeah.
Right now, on with the story.
I feel like your new ability kind of is that, like it's
That's fine. The arena is the essence.
yeah. Oh, speaking of
the
inherent
inherent
essence, have Lottie, Tesh, Cheery, have you come up with any idea for an inherent essence ability?
I keep going back and forth with a couple ideas.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool when you get to do it.
Literally,
An
you can create your
inherent-
own custom skill. You cannot
Right.
level up without doing so, though.
Is this to get to level 8?
Yes. It is your chance
Wasn't
to
it-
add- the whole point is that you can create a custom skill and just add it to your character.
The power to be a god. No, I will have to.
If anyone
that a
needs
bit.
help with mechanics, feel free to ask me. But just come up with a
I'm a
fun idea
Mechaneer,
for
that's-
a fun idea for something that expresses your character and can be used as an ability. It can be combat or non-combat. It does not have to be
What?
combat based. It can be essentially anything you want as long as it doesn't like break the entire.
We're level 7, aren't we?
Yes,
So I'm a Mechaneer, aren't I?
yes, you are. That's irrelevant. This is an inherent essence. This is your pure born essence manifesting
Yes.
an ability that only you
Yes.
possess.
But what is relevant is I'm now able with the right ingredients to build turrets.
Yes.
Oh,
And I get all inventions with 33% less scrap and 33% faster.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm getting some water.
Cool.
heck yeah.
Lottie, have you got any ideas for a custom skill?
I have thought of some. I have like a baseline thing, but I'm not sure how to work it into.
You just send
Like
me
an
the
actual-
idea and I'll help you figure out the mechanics.
Okay. Because it's very similar to something else, and it's like I don't know how to build on it that it makes it unique and not just that.
Would you like to share? Would you like to elaborate, or do you want to keep it to yourself?
I can share if you want me to.
Go for it. That's what I'm asking.
So I'm trying to think of a skill. It's like bringing somebody's guard down kind of thing. Like it's like a charisma thing
Oh boy.
where like Puss in Boots when he does his big eyes thing and everybody
yes.
like drops their guard.
Oh,
Or,
for God's sake.
it's something
oh.
along that lines where it's just
That
like I don't want
so
to.
perfect.
You know what? We're going
Here's
to
what
call
you-
it the Kawi Desu discernment.
We call it animal magnetism.
Animal
Animal
magnet.
magnetism. Because it's one of those things. I don't know. You call it whatever you want. I just think animal magnetism works.
No, I like
And-
that.
And I mean, it's and the thing if I were to think about how mechanically that would work, Lottie use it essentially. I would say it would be an easy perception or an easy bluff roll or something like where you or some because you're forcing them to give up their position on and have a favorable disposition. So maybe a persuasion roll that's easier, that's like significantly easier than it would be normally.
Or
Yeah, I
even
was
just
thinking something
this
like that
one
because
time, it always succeeds.
Yeah, like oh yeah,
In
like once per long
Inheritance, it
rest.
should be something really strong, really unique.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like for use of like outside of battle too, like say there's a guard somewhere or something, I can try and use it to like distract the guard so
you
you
are
guys
so
can sneak
cute
in or something.
and
or...
so adorable that anyone will admit anything.
Yeah, they don't think anything else bad could be happening because
Yeah,
there's
obviously.
You roll a
Obviously, it's-
persuasion check with a nat 20.
Yeah, so it's a nat 20 persuasion check, basically.
But it can only be used like
That's-
once an episode.
Once per long rest,
Hmm.
because we gotta make it
Yeah, but then
mechanic
Lonnie's
it
just
out.
gonna take loads of naps and fucking go around doctor.
Yeah, but a long rest is different than a short rest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
good
also-
point.
Also, canonically, cats take naps.
It's true. No,
I'm
I
not,
was
like-
trying to like make it not game breaking basically, but that's the idea I had.
Well, so Lottie,
I'd
think about
like
it this
that.
way, right? Think of it this way, right? I have an inherent essence ability where I can, for a turn, an entire turn until it comes back to me again, as an interrupt, I can be like, we don't take any damage. Now I can do that once per long rest. That is crazy powerful. But it's not game breaking because again, I can only use it
You're
once
gonna
per
use it
long
once. It's like
True.
it's
Yeah,
like,
okay.
So that's so you having an automatic persuasion check is essentially, you know, I might in this case mitigate a turn of damage completely. You can
Mhm.
prevent a fight completely.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
cool.
That's not game breaking. That is
So-
I think that's good power.
I was thinking, initial thought popped in my head, right? And there's a limiting factor. I'll get onto that with the idea. Is out of like wood and brass, I can create like a humanoid automaton.
Oh, that's cool.
Automatons.
Automaton. So
just
very like you know, like mannequin-esque. But it runs on gold coins, like a slot machine.
Oh.
So
God.
the longer I want it to run for per turns or minutes or whatever, the more money I have to spend.
We could call that ability best in slots.
What do you think? What do you
I
think?
like the gold thing. Sounds like it would be not game breaking, but it would be bank breaking for your character.
Well, that's the point. That's the limiting factor. Is that it will be powerful, but I can't afford to always, you know, use it because it literally will cost me money.
But also since Alexander's
So
character
you know
is
how
generally-
you know how we have. Sorry, go ahead, Nim.
I was gonna say Alexander's character is generally not a do-gooder type character, right? They're a merchant and economic matters matter to them. So it makes sense with Alexander's character being
And
like,
he's
okay, well,
trying
how
to-
much do I invest into this and to optimize things, and then to be like, well, now potentially they could rent that out as a day labor, which then if they can get a higher rate than what
Precisely.
it would cost to power it, there's a
Oh.
profit. that
You
can
know
be there.
the coffee gnomes. Essentially,
Yes,
you're
wow.
making things like that. They're like
Yeah,
Functional
yeah.
automatons, and I will let you come up with little ideas for how to use them.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it has like three
I
main
will
like modes.
allow you
and
to
it can only do
examine
one-
my coffee gnomes to help you build them.
It's
Thank you.
so cool.
Feel free
And
to
it
write
can
out
only
the rules
do like
yourself.
one mode per turn. It can
Yeah.
only do one mode per turn, but I have to like set it each time. Like
Go
a verbal
wild.
command or
Go
something.
wild with it. Hesh, did you want to share your ideas or do you want to wait?
Oh, I just sent them to you, but I can share them with the class too.
With the class.
So one of my ideas is basically being Yandu, but instead of whistling, it's with the flute.
Yeah.
So if
I
anyone doesn't
like
know what
that.
that is, Yondu is from Guardians of the Galaxy. He can do the little thing and the arrow. It's like an arrow that can move around the battlefield.
Oh, okay. You have a dancing arrow.
It's like yeah.
Yep.
And it would just go like it could go from enemy to enemy. That's super cool. We're going with that.
Yeah, that is
That is really
crazy.
cool.
You'll have a
So
limited.
cool.
It is a cool idea.
Okay, here's how I'm going to design it. It'll do maybe 4 points of damage a turn. This is just my idea, but it can bounce from enemy to enemy.
Oh my god, it could flank.
A
'cause it-
ricocheting
Yeah, it can
arrow.
ricochet,
yeah.
but it
But it
has,
could flank. It threatens.
yeah, it could also sure that would work. So you have to bring it
Could
into
it
the
just
store.
poke someone over and over again
Oh, could yeah. You just
instead
go
of bouncing to a different enemy?
You can just go. Yes, you will be able to decide the target as long as
a
you're within
dot.
like a certain range. Kind of. It's a dot in the sense that you're just being an asshole and just constantly hitting them with it.
Yeah, that's a dot.
Yeah. Or you can choose. We will figure out the specifics, but yes, I like that
That's
idea.
really cool.
Cool.
Yay.
We're walking
I'm Mary
towards.
Poppins, y'all.
We're walking. We're walking.
I guess, boy, she got a little more aggressive with taking your medicine. She used to be like a spoonful of sugar. Now I insist.
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Nim?
No, I saw the first
Oh
one.
my god, all these jokes are going way over your head.
I mean, I'm familiar with comics. I'm familiar with
You need
Yondu
to
as a
see
character.
it.
You need to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It has Yondu floating down from the sky with like an umbrella, magic umbrella that he's using. He's like, and Quill is like, you look like Mary Poppins, and Yondu's like, is he cool? And Quill is like, yeah, he's cool. So then Yondu's like, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. It's absolutely
Great.
beautiful. You need to watch all of those films. They're amazing, especially the third one.
Oh, the third one's good.
The third one is an emotional
I like
mindfuck,
the third one.
but it's
It is
Lottie's like, I like the third one, and then she immediately
so
starts
painful.
crying.
Well, yeah, but like I watched that not too long after my previous cat passed as well. It was a bad decision.
Oh man!
Like, I was not in a place for that emotional
No.
roller coaster.
Nobody was in a place for that emotionally, but that's even worse. Oh man! Good movie. Go watch it. Cool. We're walking on. We're walking towards the next route. Yes or no questions
walking
for
on
Garland.
sunshine.
Hesh, I will allow you 3 questions before we get there.
Okay. You remember what Shifa and Lugard look like?
Squeak.
Did Shifa always kind of
Wait.
look
Really
really young for her age?
Squeak.
Squeak question mark.
No, no, that was a yes. I was trying to figure out if I should just answer that myself, but no, that would be cheating. Yeah, 1 squeak for yes.
He can't actually talk yet.
Yeah, go on.
It can only
wanna
be yeses and nos.
I just want to exposize, but go ahead. Exposit, that's the word.
The no questions are hard.
Anything else, Tesh, or shall we move on?
Nope. The only other things I can think of need more actual answers.
Cool. Okay, and we shall wait for more answers. Cool.
I have a question.
Go
I
ahead.
have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you taste better with barbecue sauce or ketchup than roasted?
You just get a loud bunch
I
of
elbow
angry
Alexander.
squeaks in your
I
direction.
don't know where it'll be.
He does
It
that
might
thing
be
rats.
in like his thigh or something, but I
does-
elbow Alexander.
He does that
Ooh.
thing rats do when they're angry and they like stick their nose up and their teeth stick out. And you're like, yeah, like
Oh, it was just a joke. Gosh.
he doesn't look quite so cute now.
It's okay,
There's a
Sir
place for
Garland.
humor in
I
the-
go to pet his head.
For some reason, I think
It's
the
okay.
little tiny
Alexander's
animal
just a jerk sometimes.
Yeah.
doesn't appreciate the joke about being cooked alive and eaten.
I tug on Alexander's elbow, and like
Yes.
point for him to crouch to like bend over a bit.
Okay, yes, Lottie.
I whisper in his ear. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna help you like mend your
Okay,
relationship.
I gave him good
Of course,
pets. I
you're
rolled a
right.
13
You're
on
right,
my pet
Lottie, I
roll.
should-
Good job,
I should-
Lottie.
Yeah.
Teshi.
You're
Um,
correct. You're correct.
as you walk ahead, you see a bridge in front of you, and a large pool of water seems to be. You can hear a large like river of water.
OOC.
Yep.
Some reason now the music's plays for me.
That's because I
it
just
always when
restarted
you-
it because
Oh,
for some
thank
reason
you.
it never starts with me when you load the window.
Thank you.
Yep.
Look, more of your cousins.
It looks like we have another bat ahead. And we're going to be walking on wood now, it seems.
As
Well,
Nim,
Teshlin, back
as
her up.
Nim heads toward or passes the steps, a rat takes him by surprise from the corner. Starts running towards him. We've already rolled for initiative, so you don't need to worry about us.
We have.
Yeah,
From the
start of
start,
dungeon.
Random
we did it at the
encounter.
start of the dungeon, and we're just keeping it throughout the whole dungeon
Okay.
because it would be an absolute. Is this my 20-sided? This is not my 20-sided. Where's my 20-sided? Okay, that is a 16.
That hits.
Yep. And he hits for 2 points of damage. So the rat suddenly surprises you from the corner, bites at your ankle and
Cool. I lose two of
and
my
you feel
temporary hit.
ever so slightly fuzzy, but it's a minor graze at best. It does not cause any major significant damage.
He's still cutting through the temporary hit points that I had from the coffee
Cool.
before we got in there. So I've got 8 temporary hit points left.
Andy.
I almost forgot about that
I
coffee.
completely
put it-
forgot
I put
about
it- I-
that. Yeah.
I put it in my thing. When I get temporary hit points, I write them down because they stack.
You
They
are
do.
next in the turn order, Nim, so feel free to.
Oh, cool. I'm definitely like I guess I'm gonna take my sword out and smash this thing
Cool.
with
Go
the
f-
flat.
Go for
I'm
it.
not gonna try to kill it, but I am a little irritated that it took a nip out of me.
Tesh, do you remember your turn order? For some reason, they're not in the list.
17.
How do you remember that?
No, I rolled a 17.
Oh, right, yeah, no problem.
I was
Yeah.
going to say I don't remember because I stopped writing down initiative orders.
Feel free to
Yeah.
roll for initiative again if you wish. In that case,
All right, cool.
thank
That's
you, Lottie.
that's 9 points of non-lethal damage because I'm using the flat.
sorry. No, I'm wrong. They're still here. For some reason, Teshlin is 0.
Yeah, it says 0 for me for some reason, and it says
No
0
way.
for Alexander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you all
I can
got
believe
really
that for Alexander.
bad. Say that
Unless
again.
you somehow
Nim?
rolled a negative. Oh, I did 9 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay, yeah, it's
For the rat.
it's unconscious because Lottie wants us to be nice. So you bonk
I
that.
definitely. That was not my first inclination as it bit me.
Yeah, probably
Was-
not.
Just to be like, yeah, that's but. Trying here.
Hey, Nim,
So-
do you feel the fuzzies?
No,
Little bit.
I do not feel. I feel. You know, I feel somewhat angry, but not fuzzy.
Oh, the fuzzy feeling felt so good.
Oh boy.
I'll take your word for it,
The
Lottie.
fuzzy feeling
Thank
isn't
you.
good, Lottie.
I'll take your word for it.
He gets a nice bonk of the head.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's
Comical stars appearing above him, and he is knocked unconscious. So that is an ex-rat.
an ex.
So with re-rolling, I'm now at 21.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Ooh, high rolls and good decks.
Indeed. So, Lottie, so you guys can continue on. There's a to the north. There is a bat to the north that hasn't seen you, and there appears to be a rat and a bat in the central platform. But otherwise, the room seems to be clear of creatures. So feel free to clear these out in any order you wish. If you can get to them on time, they haven't seen you yet. So I will leave the initiative up to Lottie. Would be technically be the next in turn.
I'm so far behind my turn would just be movement. Just to
Well, basically, once you enter the room, you can consider you have to take steps from that point.
Yeah, because you're not in combat until then.
Yeah.
like if I enter here, then it's
Now you have to start considering distance.
okay. I'm gonna go. I'm just going in the room. That's no thoughts, head empty. Just go in the room.
Go in the room.
Lottie just moves forward.
It's all good.
Alexander.
No sense of danger.
Hey, look, grass.
Well,
Yeah.
the boomstick would be lethal damage, unfortunately. So it has to be close, blunt force trauma or damage. So he's going to move 30.
Cool.
There's no point on these kind of enemies using his essence. So he's just gonna, he's gonna ready his metal fan.
Cool. Teshlin.
Well, pole fan.
I am going to have like throwing range. I don't remember.
30 feet.
Okay. So I'm going to move.
Thrown weapons have a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. What are you throwing at him? Yes.
I was going to throw one of my daggers
Okay, yeah, that
and
would
hope
be.
that my accuracy is good enough to hit it with the hilt.
Dagger could probably throw the full distance. You will have to pick it up though.
Yeah.
He would like spin it, but the hilt would hit it rather than the bladed edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you can throw up to 20 feet with no penalty, but beyond that, and up to 60 feet, you have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay. Then I will move a little bit closer. Roll real quick, and then I have to move my car very quickly, and then I'll be back.
Yeah. Do you have to move your
Think I am
car
now.
quickly?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Ah.
have to move my car.
Okay. Breaking the immersion.
Yes.
So
So take this roll, take this attack.
Yep.
There's a 15.
plus then
4.
this would this would still be my deck, so 19,
Cool.
and then I don't remember what. I think my daggers are
Thrown dagger would be 1d4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're 1d4.
Don't forget you can do two actions in every turn now.
Oh, that's right.
Well, then I will just throw both daggers since I have two.
Cool. So that's 2 damage. Yeah, you throw 2 daggers at the bat. Proceeds to hit both their wings and knock them out of the air.
Awesome.
They take a lot of damage. That has hurt their wings pretty badly, but they have been disposed of for now. So good job.
Spared.
Go ahead and move your car while the rat. No, the bat takes. No, the rat takes its turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It proceeds to try and nibble at Alexander's ankle because Alexander's ankles are just a nice target, apparently.
Oh,
And
it's
it
my
rolls-
ankles.
It rolls a critical 1.
Oh,
It bites itself.
Oh no.
So it bites itself.
at all these feet.
It chases its own tail, leaving it completely open to
Amazing.
attack and allowing you to react. Essentially, you can react and just hit it while it's I'm giving you a reaction attack here.
Yeah.
So
have we ever seen that the rats swim?
swim? No. Maybe they can. Maybe they
Okay.
can't. Who knows? But what do you want to do?
I know. I was gonna just pick up by the scruff and just like
Throwing
plonk
is a
it in the
thing.
water.
And
I know, but I
The
don't want to kill
regular
it if
rats
it
can
drowns.
swim.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I do this for the least like graphic way to knock it out? How big are these rats?
You need 2 free hands, and the weight of the creature thrown must be within the carry weight of the thrower.
How big are the rats?
They're rats. They're about the size of your hand.
Oh, gosh, I thought they were bigger. Okay.
No, they're not dire.
Um,
I never call them dire rats. Trust me, I would have.
And don't forget, my hand as Erdorn
Yeah.
is pretty big.
Yeah.
So, I just do I? I'm just trying to think of. I was gonna like choke it with just like knock it out, but I guess I could just not. No, because my staff is so like heavy, it'd hurt it. So, thinking on it. So I guess Can I grapple the rat to like choke it with like my 2 like index fingers?
Yeah, he's basically.
You have
Yeah,
to
it's like-
roll a strength athletics check.
Okay, I'm gonna make
Oh.
a strength athletics check, which is I guess a straight strength in this case.
Contested by the target's strength.
Wow, so that's 7.
What is the rat's strength?
I can't believe the rat's stronger than Erdon.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
Okay, so I just like to pick it up by the scruff of its neck and just squeeze slightly on like its windpipe until it sort of passes out. Just like, there you go. And then I just like place it down.
You can throw it like
Place it
10
down.
feet, which would be straight.
No, I don't need to throw it. I just plonk it down on the floor.
Just plop it down on the floor.
I plop it down on the floor. I probably do the dinosaur.
Nuggets that are shaped like dinosaurs.
And then I take out my pistol and shoot it point blank. Okay.
Damn.
So
Cold-blooded.
where are we sending this thing?
Oh no, I'm just literally.
Sounds like the
I'm
Shadow
like Shadow Realm.
Where are we sending
Which I
this
love
thing?
I love the idea of Yu-Gi-Oh! That like eternal damnation and hell is fine, but the word mentioning the word dying is not. But anyway,
Where are we throwing this thing?
I'm not throwing it. It's unconscious, so I'm just placing it
Oh.
on the floor.
Okay.
I just choked it to unconsciousness.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well, I was thinking because I thought these were dire rat sizes, like Skyrim or Oblivion, like massive,
No, they're
like
just-
dog-sized rats.
Slightly larger than a normal rat. Like,
Yeah, because it's
Garland
slightly
is not
larger
this
than all
big
that,
giant
so
ass thing. Garland is
that
like
makes
just
more sense. So I'm thinking this massive like fan-ended like battle pole is gonna like crush its skull in. So I can't just whack it. I'm gonna have
Well,
to
we
like
would do
use
that, but
my
Lottie's
hands.
on our team, so
That's what I'm saying. So I can't even whack it because, okay, mechanically, yes, it's allowed, but I'm just thinking like this massive pole on this like rat is gonna break its skull. So had it rhymed. So I'm just gonna like, just like, he's unconscious, and that's me done. Oh wait, no, I can move. Can't. No wait, it's the rat's turn, not my turn yet.
it was just a reaction.
Yeah.
Bat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bat starts flying towards Alexander.
My God.
Majestic
Yes.
cave. Flap,
Oh, you
flap.
already beat that, didn't you? Yes, you did, Teshlin. I'm not even sure where that one's coming from because it's definitely not here. So clearly we missed one
I am
somewhere.
back.
What?
I choke slammed a rat. Okay, I didn't quite do
I'm
that.
back from moving my car.
Oh, welcome back, Teshlin. It is Lottie's turn.
Go, Lottie, go.
4, 5, 6. I am going to move first thing to the platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go to here.
So before
That should be.
before you do attack it, I'll just give a small description of but you notice the area seems to be largely full of grass. It seems to have been like cultivated somehow inside this deep cavern. There's a water, the water that you saw coming through in the outer area earlier down here. This seems to be the source of that loud water you were hearing. And it's a mostly wooden platform that has been built up around the water. What purpose this would have held, it's hard to say. But it's clear someone was using this to like cultivate the land around here, and that's as much as you can deduce. There's a bunch of small wooden bridges connecting the sides of the area. There's not much illumination in here, except for a large chest that appears to be resting on a pedestal in the north corner up here. But there does not seem to be any sign of life or even skeletons or bodies that may have had any like purpose in this area. It's the only creature that seems to be left here is the bat that Alexander is currently pointing to quite dramatically.
So I looked at it.
Lottie, it's Lottie's turn. Give her. Let's see what she's going to do.
So the platform that we're on looks kind of broken, right?
No, it's just old. Like
Yeah,
it's still
it
holding
looks
together. It's not
used.
perfect. Like there are signs of wear, and it is a little shaky when you stand on it, but it doesn't seem to be like. It doesn't feel like it's about to fall apart underneath your feet or anything.
Oh, okay. I was gonna see if
Unless
I
you
could like
wanted-
rip up our.
Well, unless you
a
wanted to
plank.
break it, it probably could. But why? What were you thinking?
I was gonna rip up part of a plank and whack the bat with it, but I could just whack it with my yardstick.
Yeah, I think this would actually be the first time you've actually just whacked something with your ball of
I
yarn.
think I whacked something before. I think I
Yeah.
whacked
A lot
a
of
bat
fun.
or something before.
Very acrobatic.
Yeah, I'll do 2 forward flips, a back flip,
Yarn
and then
stick.
I'll whack it with the stick.
Roll a
Momentum.
dexterity. Roll a dexterity.
That's
Well,
terminal velocity.
you will do that if you roll a good dexterity check.
Oh, okay.
Ace.
That's
You swing around
um,
dramatically,
13.
like Bruce. What? Oh, 13.
My
Plus
yeah,
Um,
their dex bonus.
Oh, damn. I was hoping that you would miss because I was going to do something very funny where you try and do like a Bruce Lee thing where you like swing it around dramatically, but then you like whack yourself in the face with it. But unfortunately,
also very accurate.
13 is enough to hit it, so go ahead.
It is 1d6. Oh dang,
Plus
6.
5. Plus 5. The dex
Oh,
mod.
plus 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you can do dex attacks, like you actually are a pretty good
Yeah, you're like,
DPS.
yeah.
Dang.
Not gonna lie.
So yeah, that bat is getting a beating, whether you wanted it to or not.
Ancestors' heart.
I feel so bad.
That bat gets whacked around like a
A bat. No, like the
baseball
wooden
bat.
bat. The baseball bat. Yeah, whacked around like a bat.
like a ball with a baseball bat. Crack on the head, goes boop 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 boop. It falls to the ground, and I
Did
don't think it's
someone
going to be
say-
waking up from that one for.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's going to be waking up for that one for a day or two. So
Is that an upside down duck on Nimikui's camera?
that,
What's that orange?
No, there's nothing on my camera that I'm aware of.
What orange?
On Discord, there's like a piece of orange on his camera.
I don't see it.
that's you.
Don't worry, it's probably me.
I don't see it.
When
Neither
in
do
doubt.
I. That's entirely you.
Jerry.
Luthien is
Oh.
awkwardly just sitting in the back, just staying away out of trouble. The room seems to be cleared of creatures, and all that stands before you is a long platform leading to a chest at the north of the room.
Well,
I like bounce up and down. And I'm like, the platform's safe, guys.
Yep. Well,
I don't know. I'm quite a large fellow, Lottie. It seems a bit rickety.
I like jump harder. I'm like, look, it's hardly even shaking.
Lottie, please, I would.
Lottie, roll
Please,
a
take
dexterity
caution.
check.
Oh no.
oh no.
Oh no!
Uh,
Oh no!
Okay, 18.
Oh no!
That's it. Okay. A
know
piece
what?
of the
That
plank
platform-
does fall away underneath your feet as you dramatically bounce on top of it. Thankfully, you were quick enough to notice and move out of the way before falling into the water.
That platform.
Yep.
It's made of girders.
Quick ROC.
Yeah.
Lottie, I saw your twin sister / clone a few days ago
Oh.
in my city. Yeah, they
Really?
literally had the same haircut. They were ginger, wearing like a dress. They looked
Well,
like
that's how
you.
you know
They're
it's not
probably
me.
Scottish.
Scottish.
They're probably Scottish. But yeah, they were uncanny in appearance.
Oh, dang.
Are you
yeah.
sure it wasn't a Persona 5 convention was on? And it was Futaba, which someone was dressed up as Futaba.
Trust me, it wasn't no. But anyway, sorry to derail further, which is my aim in game. But please
In
continue.
life.
In life.
So, yep, the room is clear. Feel free to peruse your surroundings as you wish. Investigate, look around, ask just whatever you wish to do.
You've been rather quiet, Luthien.
Luthien's just trying to keep himself safe and dry. Just like he's just not good with like adventuring as a rule.
And yet he's with us. Ho, ho, ho.
That's why you're here, to keep him safe.
Well, Alexander notices the massive door and presumes it's the other side of the door we couldn't open earlier.
Alexander does notice the massive door and does presume that it is the door we tried to open. Well, we didn't try to open it. We just saw it earlier.
Well, that we're sorry, I just opened it.
How did you manage to do that? Oh,
We're arrow click.
oh. Would
I
you
tried to
stop
open that
that?
door.
There you go.
I
It's
couldn't.
locked now. How dare you? Stop that.
Oh, it is locked.
Bad Alexander. I should have locked that. That was my fault.
Yeah, Steve breaking the DM's game one click at a time.
It does appear to be a massive door that has like the small bit of the
I
water
could have
goes
sworn
underneath.
it was open.
Some of the water does go underneath this, into the presumably into the room below. But there's small pathways on the side where the grass is to allow passage.
Luthien, did you? Sorry, not Luthien. Words. Did you say I had infinite ammo?
Yeah, it's just like just for basic arrows. Yes. Sorry,
Okay,
basic
I'll keep that
bullets.
in mind.
Yes. I'm normalizing
Basic
it with
ass
arrows.
bullets. Cool.
They're not lethal. Like you're saying, they're not lethal damage. The tech
They're not
isn't
lethal
that-
damage.
No, they're not lethal damage. You can't just kill someone just by.
They're bullets.
Yeah, but they're like really basic bullets, like from a really basic
Yeah,
gun.
like.
that was
hang
only
on, hang on,
invented
hang
like
on.
yesterday.
Hang on. Yeah,
like a week ago.
a spherical ball. Have you seen those pierce armor in Napoleon times?
Yeah, but it's like it's like, what do they call them in the ones that the Japanese were
Talking about like an arquebus, musket. There was.
Yeah, like a musket.
Well, so I mean, here's the thing. The thing that made bullets more deadly were the mini ball, which had a kind of a rounded point, and of course rifling. A smooth bore musket lost so much power because as soon as
Matchlocks.
you leave matchlock and flintlock, yeah, you
Yeah.
flintlock would be even before flintlock, and if you wanted to be fancy about it, you have wheel lock pistols too.
but these are
Yeah,
like
flintlock pistols.
yeah, these are like very rudimentary basic. They can hit they hurt pretty hard, but they don't quite move fast enough to like kill someone
Do
immediately.
they at least like get embedded in their body?
Yes, but it would hurt like a lot. But it's not going to kill someone because that would be game breaking.
What if I shot them in the head?
It would bounce off their really hard skulls really painfully.
Okay.
Lottie, what do you want to investigate or do anything there, Alexander?
But that's two questions.
What was
No,
one?
Alexander's just thinking.
Okay.
Looking. At
Lottie, how about yourself? What are you doing?
I am having a look at the vegetation, just the like grass and stuff.
You do notice there's a pile of rock has broken down in the pathway in front of you, which is the area that was blocked off earlier with the rocks in the way that you wanted to consider digging through. So that seems to be in the area you couldn't get through earlier. Well, you could have if you wanted to take like a day digging through it, but it's blocked off. The vegetation it's very fresh. It almost feels as good as new. Like you could, if you were barefoot, it would feel like it's very soft under your feet. And, this area was clearly somehow well cultivated in the past, and the water, obviously the water passing through here has kept it very fresh, very, very, very well maintained, except for the wood of the platforms, which is eroded but not breaking apart entirely.
You know, it's occurred to me we never asked Garland like why he and other people, presumably the corpses of people of the patrons, are in this place and what this place is.
Yes, it does. That is a very completely valid point that you could potentially ask him whenever you get.
You're
an
gonna
What
have a
is this
private
place?
conversation.
What is this place? Who are you people?
Nim and Teshlin. Nim, what are you doing?
Well, I'm up here with Teshlin. Just I figured Teshlin was using her nimble fingers there to see if there's any locks or things like that.
It appears to
Yes,
be.
First, I was going to do a perception check just in case.
Perception check. Well, you mean investigation? Because
An
perception
investigation, finding it.
perception is just
versus
general awareness of
perception would
what's around you,
be-
whereas if you're like looking at it and trying to figure out things about it, that would be an investigation check.
Okay.
Whichever. It's the one to do the check on the lock.
That would be an investigation check because you're trying to learn about the device. So yeah, you would have to roll an investigation check for that. Jesus Christ.
Holy fudge.
I don't even need to add in a bonus.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
think that's my wisdom,
yeah, that's
Add it.
wisdom.
right? The
More.
wisdom is
Higher
plus
number.
2, so 21.
Higher number.
Cool. So you look at the chest, and this one appears to be a fair bit larger than the ones that you saw around in the other areas of the building. It almost seems to be like illuminated, there's a bright light shining off of it. Not the light, just a bright light. And there are lots of elaborate little dials and buttons and stuff that would suggest some sort of elaborate mechanism in order to open it.
It's good.
As you look at it, it does suddenly it shakes on the ground ever so slightly. Like it's like just as you're investigating, it does seem to shake slightly underneath you.
That's weird. Tim, can you just be at the ready just in case as I open this chest?
Yeah, I'm sword shield out, and I am readying an action to interpose. So it's
I'm going to basically try to open it while leaning to the side.
it's all right.
So
I got
if
protect-
something jumps out, it hopefully doesn't jump sideways at me.
it's fine. Ready-
The music.
ready.
Okay. Do I need to roll to open it? No.
What are you going to try and do? How are you going to try and open it?
Said it's just like a basic lock, right?
No, it's like an elaborate set of buttons and mechanisms and switches. It seems to be a very elaborate system.
Okay, my ears totally misheard that then because I thought you said it
Apparently, no.
wasn't like that. Okay,
No, I said it's
okay.
a very elaborate system of locks and gears and buttons and switches
The
and
music.
like it's not for the faint of heart or the low of intelligence.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm both those things. Yeah.
Babe.
Alexander is definitely not either of those, but go on.
I was talking about Alexander.
See, if this was like a normal video game and I saw it in front of me, I could solve it.
You could. How would you like to approach this? Surprise.
I will do oh shoot. I'll just do a Hail Mary wisdom check and just see if like I somehow figure out how to open it. Like somehow hitting the switches and buttons and stuff in the right order just somehow works. Nope, it does not.
It did
Jesus.
not, friends.
You're trying to put the triangle in the square hole.
So,
Don't
Okay,
trigger
but
me
a
like that.
triangle, depending on the
Jerry.
type of triangle, can
And then
fit
you put
into
the rectangle
square.
in the square hole, and then you put the
Square
circle
hole.
in the square hole,
And the arch.
and the arch.
so I'll tell you, in the square. That's right, the square hole.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. That you know, what was it? Reality is 9/10 perception, 1/10 delusion.
That sounds pretty accurate. So you try to fill with the knobs, and immediately it starts shaking aggressively underneath you. It whatever you're trying to do to it, it does not appear to the chest does not appear to be responding positively to your interactions. It hasn't. Nothing else has happened. It just shakes violently for a few seconds, and then stops. But your attempt just now clearly has not gone successfully.
So allow me to quote this text, the psychology textbook that I have. This is a quote from page 266. So research has established that a little bit of self-deception has a lot of benefits.
That is a very
I
good
just want-
line.
Yeah.
Like this here works out well.
Thank you, Nietzsche. Thank you.
Garland does seem very apprehensive on Teshlin's shoulder. He's like kind of panicking a little as he sees the chest
Wasn't
reacting.
he the one recommending this?
He's
I
but
think he warned us about it.
Yeah.
Thought we
Is
were
this a
smart.
dangerous chest to open?
he was about to say something before he squeak.
You know how to open it?
Squeak, squeak. No, wait, sorry, no. Squeak, squeak. No, god damn it. One squeak. Uno squeako.
Yeah, he said he
can
made he
speak.
looked at it.
Who knows? Squeak.
I'm sorry, is that racist?
No, no, it's not. No, it's just
Okay.
very funny.
Well, that's the
Garland,
aim. That's
in
always
no
what I'm
way.
hoping. I'm always hoping it's
Guard.
funny.
Yeah, it's just. Okay,
Would
so,
anyone else like to
Oh.
do anything within this current situation?
Uh,
the chest seemed to be made out of?
The same sort of hard, metallic red
I mean, I
metal
could
that all
swing.
the other chests have been made out of so far.
could
It just
swing
appears to be a
my
very
sword.
strong red kind of metal, almost iron-like. At a glance, that's as much as you can tell.
Okay. I'm not a metallurgist.
Nope.
So, and Tashlin, I could swing my sword at it, but I don't know that would do much.
Well,
Um,
Teshlin and also Cheery and Lottie, you're feel free to.
We're on the other side of the room.
Yeah. You
yeah.
can still see them.
I don't know
from
that we
here.
would see what's
No,
happening.
you can see. It's big. It's like you can see what's going on from where you are if you want. What?
Do you think they need
50
help with that
Oh,
chest,
100 feet,
Alexander?
yeah.
well, I suppose I'm the most well equipped for knickknacks and mechanisms of the sort. Perhaps I'll
Give your dog a bone.
give a dog a bone.
This old man's rolling home. Yeah.
That old man is
Oh.
going down.
Yeah, I got the last one open. Maybe I can help too.
Yes, let's head over, shall we?
Sure.
Excuse me, please.
Platform safe, Alexander.
Oh
What?
yes. Watch the rat. Don't step on it.
Don't fall in.
Nor that
yeah.
bat over there. What seems to be the trouble over here? Do you need my tinkering?
So the lock is really complicated, and I think something bad is going to happen if we don't do it correctly because Sir Garland started freaking out.
And we want to
Squeak,
open
squeak,
it?
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Why would we want to open it?
What if
Because-
there's something exciting in there?
Yes, like death.
Or maybe there's something trapped in, like an animal trapped in there if it's shaking.
I suppose yes, that could be it, couldn't it?
How would the animal get in there?
I
if
was
it
gonna
was
say,
locked?
how long do you think this has been locked for, Lottie?
Well, remember Alexander trapped himself in a chest before. Maybe this one was open.
Yes, but Lottie, I don't think I would have lasted too long. This is an ancient ruin.
But it might have happened
We
recently.
don't know the last time someone was here.
True, but I just feel that, I mean, there are miners, I suppose, so...
Miners.
There was
did-
never anything in
No,
it.
the miners never entered. We only just on like the
Oh, yes.
the obelisk smashed open the entrance, which is how these areas got unearthed.
Well, are we sure we really want to open this?
I vote yes. And I raise my
Oh
hand.
dear. Everyone else?
Uh,
I look
Yeah.
at Sir Garland. We need to open this, right?
Apprehensive squeak.
How do you do an apprehend?
Like,
Like a
squeak,
squeak?
squeak. Like he even puts his hands up like this, like squeak.
Well, everyone stand
Oh.
back. Be it violent
still a yes.
animal or poisonous gases, there could be a trap on this device. So I'm keen on trying to work out the mechanisms and ensure there's no nefarious traps intricate to its own design. So Alexander is going to... Let's see, any abilities here apart from just being, mechanically minded. Lottie, do you have some thieves' tools on you?
I have a thieves kit, yes.
Yeah, Lottie, may I borrow your thieves' kit, please?
Of course.
Although, of course, being held by you, it is no thief, it is merely a utility belt.
I mean, are we technically stealing right now?
It's an archaeologist, a thief, if the owner has been deceased for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Oh, I guess we have the owner with us, and I point to Garland.
Well, presumably, we didn't get to ask him. That's a point! Why was he even here? Anyway, questions for another time. Everyone stand back, please. And I mean, like,
Okay.
a good 20 feet.
I don't move.
Lottie, a good
I
30 feet
just
for you.
I
But
just
I
go
wanna
to the
see.
side like this.
You will see, Lottie, but it could be a trap, it could be explosive, it could be
I'll stand here.
shrapnel. No, it could be shrapnel. No, Lottie, you need to stand further to the left. My left, not your left. No, that way.
This way?
Yes,
That way, that
Thank
way.
you. Thank you, Lottie.
Okay.
Right, everyone, prepare yourselves. I might need either a burn kit, an antidote, some tweezers to get rid of shrapnel, or maybe a shot because of rabies. Let's see, shall we? And Alexander's gonna walk. Alexander is going to do a sleight of hand, or like what kind of? Well, he's going to do investigation check, I suppose. So investigation would be
Tesla
wisdom.
already did an investigation check.
That's true. So he's going to try and open it then.
well, he had,
Um,
I was gonna say, he hadn't done
Yeah,
an
but okay, yeah,
investigation.
sure. Like unless sorry, I shouldn't be metagaming. You can do an
Yeah, but
investigation.
he's not.
But yeah, you're not aware of
Yeah.
her knowledge. Okay, unless she tells.
So investigation is wisdom,
Yep.
and that's +2. That's good. Okay, that's 10. I guess he just doesn't
you
see
you
anything.
deduce that there is a complex mechanism involved in opening this, but you do not gain any deeper insight into its complex workings.
Well, I've checked it over, and I don't see anything that seems to indicate a trap mechanism. So, I mean, I'm an expert at such things, so clearly it's safe. Let's try and open it.
Oh, I can come back.
Yes, Lottie, why not?
Yes.
Right, so I'm going to try and open it, which would be sleight of hand or just...
Well, isn't it just lockpicking?
Oh yeah, lockpicking, which is just...
I don't think we have a
Dex.
like lock picking, so I thought we were using like sleight of hand.
Lockpick. A character would use
Yeah.
thieves' tools or some equivalent to pick a lock. Dexterity check with proficiency bonus.
Dexterity with proficiency, which is none, because I don't get proficiency bonus. Whoops, I'm re-rolling that. It fell out of the box. A 16. Oh,
Ooh.
sorry, 15, because I'm -1.
Still pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay, as you as you mess around with the tools and fiddle with the locks and certain things start clicking into place suddenly, like little.
Ah, there we go!
I'm not finished yet. Little digits start moving on some of the panels, and you feel like you've made some progress in unlocking it, but it isn't open yet. You manage to deduce that you're about halfway there to successfully opening the lock.
But am
It
I living
does-
on a prayer?
It does vibrate. It does start shaking again, more dramatically this time. I just like, but it settles down after about 10 seconds.
Whoa, it really does shake.
Wow. It's some sort of mixing box. It must shake ingredients together. Maybe the box itself is the treasure.
I want to talk to Garland real quick and ask him a
I
yes or a
just
question.
don't trust the box.
Go ahead, Nim.
Garland, is it safe for us to open this box?
Squeak. Squeak,
And-
squeak.
So
It's
one
like he's
squeak
trying to
is
say
yes,
yes
two is
and no.
Okay. So we're dealing with something here crazy. What if hypothetically we get rid of this box to where no one's gonna ever find it? We just toss it into that lake and move the hell on.
Squeak, squeak.
We wouldn't know what's inside.
Yeah, he's saying no to what you said. He's like, no, definitely don't
Why
do that.
would- Why
Don't-
do you
don't-
want
don't
us to
pick-
open this box?
Well, he
Okay,
can't
Are you
really
trying
answer.
to trick us?
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Are you trying to trick us?
Squeak, squeak.
Yes!
No, two.
Yes, you heard him!
That was two. That was two squeaks.
You! I
Okay.
don't trust this fellow. Well, would you like me to try again, everyone, or would someone else like to try?
We could. I wonder, are the hinges visible? Because if we could pop the hinge pins out, we could try to open it from the back.
Whoa! Whoa! A masterwork of artistic, intricate mechanisms should not be brutally vandalized as such.
Okay.
Unless, of course, there's gold inside. Please continue.
I don't know. I don't know if
A
there are.
quick glance at the that suggests that the hinging mechanism would not be easily removed.
Okay, so the hinges are recessed.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I guess I can give the lock a try.
Of course, please, and I hand back your tools.
Please roll high because of your dexterity.
We're about to die.
It is a d20, right? Yeah.
You'll have to get in front of it, Lottie, though.
Oh. Swap place with Alexander. Yep.
16.
So 16, yeah.
Okay. So you twiddle and turn and press and pull at the little areas that you can deduce are like comparable to a keyhole, and certain things start slotting into place and moving around, and the top pops open. As it pops open, you notice that how would I describe this? The bottom part of like the hood of the chest has incredibly sharp fangs attached to it. You also notice that at the bottom, like the circumference of the bottom of the lower half of the chest, there's also a second pair of incredibly sharp steel
Lovely.
teeth recessed into it. Thankfully, due to your ability to open it and get past the mechanism, it has not activated itself, and it slowly, gently opens up to reveal the contents inside.
Lottie, are those gums inside the lid?
Oh yeah.
I think it would have been painful.
I think these are teeth.
I-
I reach
it's
out
a-
to touch one.
No, Lottie. I don't.
Hey, if
I
Lottie
don't
wants to
think
touch
we
the
should-
teeth, Lottie can touch the teeth.
Shut up, Luthien. You're all the way over there.
Hey, you're all the way over
No, that's the voice of God talking.
Shut up, God. We know you're not real now. You're just a bunch of adventurers.
Nice.
You know, I stop when Alexander tells me to.
Okay. Wow, that's.
I mean, Cheery wants you to for giggles, shits and giggles, but Alexander cares about Lottie.
It startled me enough that I stopped reaching, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe if I just look inside without poking my head inside.
By the way, Garland is bouncing on Teshi's shoulder, like, yay! You managed to open it without killing yourself. Woohoo! Like that kind of.
Good.
I mean, I'm kind of like peer over the edge because I'm like right in front of it.
Yep. Good job, guys.
Lottie, thank you. Because of you, I think we're not dead.
Do you think it's alive? Is it sleeping?
It could be.
I'm not sure.
It's like that
It might
box.
even just be mechanical.
It's like that box they unearthed that tried to eat
the
us.
teeth.
Remember?
The teeth are not made of flesh. They appear to be like metal. So they're definitely not. They're not gums.
so
There's no
it's-
gums and.
Right.
So it is more mechanical.
Yeah.
It's automaton.
So
Yeah,
Alexander
I'll-
looked into the chest, correct?
And I presume Lottie as well.
Yeah.
So as you look into the chest, you notice a pair of greaves and gauntlets, and they are of a reddish hue, kind of crimson reddish hue, that immediately reminds Alexander or Nimicry of the group. It reminds the group of the armor that you found
Yeah, the curious.
in the Tomb of the Titan, and they seem to be emanating. Actually, no. They don't seem to be emanating any aggressive aura like the ones that Nim doesn't suddenly feel inclined to like rage kill everybody like he did last time.
Maybe it's the armor that made
But they
Arsenian crazy.
They look like they're very much clearly part of the same set of armor that you found in the Tomb of the Titan. They're like red, and they've got like just kind of like worn, tattered, kind of like burnt, almost burnt look to them.
Alex,
You also
Alexander
find
Pick-
I'm not done yet.
Sorry.
You also find 4 pieces of scrap. Lots of broken down little machineries that have probably just eroded over time, but could be used to potentially make something else. And a letter.
Ooh.
This letter is so important that Garland immediately proceeds to jump in and grab it with his teeth.
I think you avoided those teeth.
Yep. Almost like he knows how to maneuver around the mechanism.
I guess I'll like reach in and bring out the armor to like really like
No,
show
no.
it to
Oh.
Mimicry.
It's all good. It's all good. I apparently don't sense anything crazy with that at the
But-
moment.
But the body armor, the curious chest piece, it enraged you. Remember the evil that was emanating from it, like the skull.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Remember we wrapped it in a blanket? We could have just done it
No.
with these too.
I can't believe this damn rat has led us to another cursed object.
They learned nothing from the ring, it seems.
What was this, Lossie?
I learned
yeah.
nothing from putting the
Yeah.
ring on. I immediately just touch everything.
So you do actually reach? Do you actually reach in to grab it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't listen to anyone's advice. Got it. Cool. That is very. that is very. Yeah. That's very in character. As you do so, the ring on your finger starts glowing.
Ooh.
And you see the ring waves and go invisible.
No, you just the ring starts glowing a bright purple.
Huh. I like pull my hand out of the chest again.
The ring stops glowing.
I put it back in.
It starts glowing again.
I pull it out and I look at it. Like, huh, guys, you see this too, right?
I do. It's glowing purple.
I do. I see your impeccable fashion sense.
I like put it back in to make it glow again. What is? Do you think this means something?
Wait, what if we put Mimicry's sword next to both the armlet and the ring?
Why?
Because light... Luthien, shut up over there! Because light...
No, this is the
Light-
GM trying to make sense of
No,
your idea.
Because because light seems to be a prominent theme and color of the essences and armor pieces indicating memory
FYI,
and like
purple,
spiritual essence.
Purple.
Yeah.
Miros. Red.
Which
Kinesis. White is the light.
Blue is
Miros
kinesis.
is Garland then.
Sorry, what was that name?
Blue is kinesis.
No. Red is kinesis.
I'm fairly certain it's blue based on
So,
what
wait.
we had done before.
No. Sorry. No. Sorry. No. Sorry. Wait. No. No. It used to be okay. Bad kinesis equals red. Back when it was all like fucking. What's his name?
Arsenian.
Arsenian. That's when it used to be red. Now it's blue. Sorry, you're
Okay.
correct. It has
Okay,
changed.
that's fine.
It
I
is
just wanna make sure
cyan. It is now cyan. But yeah, bad kinesis equals red.
Okay. Okay.
Before it was like purified, for lack of a better word. That's why the armor's red. But purple equals Miros. So the ring is somehow Miros infused in some way.
I see.
And what does the letter say, Garland?
If you
May I
all
have it?
If you all check your inventory, the letter is now in your inventory. and it is
No.
labeled the letter to Garland.
Oh,
My God.
Here we are.
Who would like to read this?
Garland, I am deigned to accept the supplies that Nip has delivered to my fortress, despite the dangerous trek she no doubt faced to get here. What am I supposed to do with this gaudy skull-shaped trinket? You deem me unwell, and Nip claims it can cleanse me of my rage, but there's nothing wrong with me. I've never felt so powerful in my life. You may be gifted with foresight, but you are blind to the truth. This is the gift that Orisha has granted me. I will not relent it. The humans need my strength to reshape these dead lands.
mhm.
This letter
So-
is from Arsenian to Garland.
It's from
What's
Yeah.
really weird is that they sign off with the corresponding essence as if it's their surname, and somehow their surnames have become the names for essences.
Well, it means something, but who would possibly know that?
yeah.
Garland. So, and also, hang on, OOC. Do the characters know about the letter to Arsenian?
Well, you just read it, so yes.
No, that's a letter to Garland.
Yes, you also read that as well back in the
Right,
day.
because they talk about, it's almost like hauling equipment storage trunks. It's like they've been preparing for some sort of apocalypse or something.
So if anyone wants to remember the previous letter, which was actually from Garland to Arsenian, it said, Arsenian, my dear friend, per your request, I have instructed Nip to deliver to our haven as many compact hauling equipment storage trunks, otherwise
Chest.
known as chests, as I could build in such a short time. You can traverse Alethea as swiftly as she, but Balsara has cleared the way in case of any potential ambushes. Please ask Shifa to inform me as soon as they arrive in Polistora. I have left with Nip something that may relieve you of your current affliction somewhat.
The skull.
And then he responds with the other letter saying, I am deigned to accept the supplies that Nip has delivered to my fortress. Despite the dangerous trek she no doubt faced to get here. You can probably guess what the fortress is. What am I supposed to do with this gaudy skull-shaped trinket? You deem me unwell, and Nip claims it can cleanse me of my rage. But there is nothing wrong with me. I have never felt so powerful in my life. And as Nim mentioned, you may be gifted with foresight, but you are blind to the truth. This is a gift that the Orisha has granted me. I will not relent this. The humans need my strength to reshape these dead lands.
The Orisha.
Orisha.
Are they an ancient civilization who are actually masterminding everything? Who knows? Who knows?
The room falls silent, and the chest, there was a light over the chest. That light has diminished and is now just pure darkness.
My
Alright.
hand's still in the chest, so they've got that
Lottie?
light.
Lottie, I think we need to speak to our friend here again, if you're able to.
I can. Yes.
What say you, everyone? Perhaps we should be more thorough and considerate of our questions.
I think so.
DM is panicking.
No, the DM is not panicking. He's trying to figure out how to delete the lice. There we go.
Okay, I guess I'll cast. I'll do another speak with animals.
Thank you, Lottie.
Okay, so you speak with the animals. Speak with the animals. No. Dr.
Who
Doolittle.
would like to go first?
Dr. Doolittle over here, Garland is just looking up at you like, kind of like he realizes he can speak again. He's like, "Oh my god, I can speak!" Because
I can pontificate.
there's nothing less stressful to this guy than not being able to communicate. So like it's very frustrating having to communicate in squeaks and rat noises. Don't forget to remove one essence, Lottie.
Yeah, I have one Asmar left.
For now.
I'm sure you've got many questions. He does suggest we depart, as there's not anything else left here to search for. We've pretty much explored the entire area. So if we wish
Didn't
to
open that big door.
if we wish to depart, you didn't open what, Lottie?
The big door.
Well, that leads back out the way we came.
So, Garland, before we ask our questions, I have a proposal. Whilst you're traveling with us and unable to speak,
he's walking as
could you
very slowly, mind.
could
because he's
you
rather supposed
could you begin to write down from the very start your history from when you were a child and the world around you, all the way to your demise, and a special focus on the
GM,
so-called
can you just write an
patrons.
entire novel about this character's history?
Especially, more particularly, a focus on the patrons and what you guys meant to the world before
This
history
question
was
is
wiped.
slightly game breaking, or narrative
Yes.
breaking, because you're basically saying, "Hey, give me the entire plot." So
Yeah, basically.
yeah,
I mean,
Carolyn
wouldn't
is going
I?
to be like, "You can't just ask me to tell you my entire life like that. Treat me with a bit of dignity and respect. If you want to know about specific things, I would be more than willing to answer your questions, but I have been a floating spirit for 5,000 years. So I
Okay.
can't just recall all my memories all at once.
Well,
Give me a break,
our 5
man."
minutes.
No.
Our 5 minutes are going quickly, so everyone,
It's
do you have
30
any
we have
questions
30
before?
minutes. The spell lasts for 30 minutes.
Oh,
so
30 minutes.
you've got plenty of time.
Well, would anyone like to go first?
Yeah, you guys might want to continue walking now with this.
Noticing that everybody is like leaving, I will use a blanket to scoop up the armor pieces. And,
Thank you, Lottie. And the scrap. I don't think.
And I scoop up the things that
Thank
were in
you.
the chest.
Clink, clank, 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 clink, clank, clank, clink.
Clink, clank, clank.
The armor does not feel like it's trying to possess you or Nim, so.
Oh, just being safe because of everyone's reaction. What was it? What was it? Greaves and
Greaves and gauntlets.
the gauntlets.
2 shoes and 2 gloves.
Oh, it's two of those.
Well, I'm not going to just put like 1 shoe in there, like one.
Yeah.
No, I thought
that's
Greaves was
interesting.
also a
Yeah,
different
armor.
type for gauntlet, but
You know,
shoes.
Greaves is the feet and gauntlets are the. Accidentally muted myself.
so- Gauntlets are hands.
Yes.
Gauntlets would be hands, and up to the wrist. Bracers would be underneath. Would go underneath the gauntlet.
Yep. So, feel free to ask Garland any specific questions, and he will answer as best as he can.
Okay.
Well, anyone?
So let's see. I found I mean, the only thing I had was the you know, we had I asked about Arsenian. I asked about I asked about, well, that was really all I had was Arsenian, because I'm not really dealing with Miros, but I guess I could ask a question of you know, hey, Garland, when Lottie stuck her hand in there was some type of, I guess, reaction. The ring turned purple. Can you explain that at all?
Ah, yes, that used to be a ring of deduction that I used to own for basically helping me like learn about things and see a little more clearly and and try to understand stuff around me. If I ever needed to, like, know the magical properties or something, or things like that, I would wear this ring, and it would help me greatly. And is Chewie still here?
I think Cheery went to the bathroom or something.
All right. Worst timing, because this is actually important to you.
It sure seems like this ring would be better on.
And this
Alexander's
ring is
finger.
like really useful for helping me to it used to help me understand things better, but it's incredibly old, so I'm not sure about like how well the enchantment would still be holding up after 5,000 years. Like Miro's essence does have a lifespan. It can't just exist forever. It does dissipate and weaken over time.
Could you take it off your finger?
I could. Are you not able to?
I like try and take it off in front of him. I'm like, no, it's stuck.
Oh dear, that's bad. It's not supposed to do that. Clearly, after so many millennia, just sitting there, is the enchantment may have become cursed, or degraded in some fashion.
Nothing bad's happened yet, so
Well, you
not worried.
you still seem to be alive, so that's reassuring at least.
It hasn't affected anything I've done so far, so no, I'm not worried.
Welcome back, Cherry. That was the worst timing ever. Can you hear us, Cherry?
You're muted.
There we go. Yes, I just really need to pee. I was like, I
Yeah,
know there's a
that's-
lore dump, but
yeah.
I really need to go.
No, that wasn't a lore
Really?
dump. That was a lore explosion.
Oh no.
So basically, the ring belonged to Garland. He used to use it much like your surmise thing. It would help him understand things, like to see their properties using Miros to like expand his mind and see things more clearly. And you were asking Nim about like psychic stuff. Miros is heavily tied into like psychic. It's not just why you can physically see; it's why you can mentally see as well.
Yeah,
So
because
that
when
is
I fought Arsenian, I didn't fight the physical Arsenian.
Yeah.
I fought a presence in my mind, and you know, it wasn't.
This being a place that Garland resided in, there's clearly a strong presence of Miros in the general vicinity. Teshlin does notice that the armor is not setting off her allergies, so that's a good thing.
Good.
Almost why you'll have to deduce that yourself. So it's basically a
Because
ring of
devoid of
deduction.
essence.
It's basically a ring of deduction, but it's so old that it seems to have become cursed. The Miros, our essence, is like a limited resource. It doesn't just exist forever. So it seems to have worn down or deteriorated in some way, and that's why she can't seem to take it off her finger.
But it's not
Oh.
affected anything yet, so it's fine.
Yeah,
We're
not
all
yet.
good.
That's good to know. Thank you, Nim. I'm glad to know it's working.
Yeah, just keeping it there.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions, Nim?
Well, I feel like I asked about what the purple was. And that was answered. What the ring. I asked what the ring was.
That was answered.
I asked about, I asked about Arsenian earlier. We don't know where he's at. Garland already revealed that Inheritor was related to Arsenian, anyways. In the last episode,
He used to wield this.
they don't know where the light comes from. I guess so. I guess you know, Garland. I want to ask you a question here. So me and the other paladins, assuming that I can explain what they are. We have
He does
an
not know what
innate
paladins is, but you can explain
okay.
it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna explain it. Give it a
Oh, wait. As the
quick
great
rundown.
as the great Spoony Bard would say, what's a paladin?
Yeah. So I'll give him a rundown. And my thing is like, okay, so we have an innate ability to manifest this light. Did you guys have anything like that in ancient times?
That is quite that's quite incredible. No, I'm not going to give him a list because that would be. I'm not going to turn him into
that'd be hard to keep up.
Elmer Fudd. I'm hunting wabbits. Yeah, wabbit. That's quite no shit. Now I can't stop doing it. That's quite. Still sounds like I'm saying a W. That's quite incredible. It was just kind of something that existed in our time. It was as you said, we tried to learn and try to understand it. It would just manifest in certain places more, some more than others. We couldn't. What was the word you used, Nim? To how
So we have a innate
paladin
ability. Miracles. We use miracles.
We
It was
could
a mir-
never.
It's a manifest.
We could never physically manifest it like within ourselves in any way that could be empowering or useful. It just kind of like existed like air does. So somehow in the time since, someone figured out a way to actually harness the energy of the light and I'm assuming use it for good.
Yeah. The paladins generally are good. We've had there's been a schism or two, but that's been handled. The story goes essentially there, Garland, that about 150 years ago, Cuthbert came from Brackengard and found it was out in the wilderness, found a cave and found this blade, Inheritor, right here, you tap the blade, in a cave, being filled with light, and a voice told him to take it. And no one has ever been able to find the cave, hear the voice, anything like that. But he was able to demonstrate power with it, and from that, more and more things started happening. Eventually, we end up having more than just one paladin, and in fact, we have a whole system of rank now that, military-wise, that you ascend to officer ranks when you can manifest a miracle. It's that common that we actually now have, and they're not all. They all take different forms. Like my superior officer grapples people, like if in combat, and slowly turns them to gold.
That is. He's just like tapping his head, like, wow, like taking all this in, and he's like, that's incredible. We barely even began to understand what the light is, but somehow
no, we don't understand
this
it.
man. Let Garland finish. We
Sorry.
barely even began to understand what the light is, but somehow this man, Cuthbert, seems to have learned some way to grasp a deeper understanding of its capabilities, and it almost sounds like what you're doing is like warping reality itself and changing things in ways that should not be possible. We spent many years trying to learn alchemy. A man cannot turn things into gold. It's impossible. Like, and you might remember you actually tried to look at this in the library. Cherry many episodes ago, and Festin was looking into alchemy as well, trying to change things into other things. And it's like we never found a way to make that possible.
Well, I mean,
so somehow this manifestation of the light is capable of essentially altering reality in ways that should not be possible.
Tell
Oh,
tell me more about this light.
We have.
And-
He's told you everything he knows about the light.
I see.
That
Well-
they tried to study it, they could not figure out where it came from, or
I see.
or what it like. It just kind of existed, and after they discovered it, essence started flowing into everybody and empowering
Okay.
them. Yeah.
I'm curious then. Two subjects. Who are the Orisha, and what was the world like described as dead lands?
Okay. Jesus Christ.
That's good.
This is just gonna be the lore dump episode.
Lord,
Let's continue our walk out of the dungeon.
But I like the gloomy, dank caves. It's cooler here.
The
Outside
door
it's
does
like
appear to be
31
locked
degrees.
once you get to it. Thankfully, Garland, with his tiny little hands, is able to climb up on it and unlock, because he knows the system. He created the locking system himself.
My
and
God.
he opens the door for you.
Do I get
Well,
inspiration
nice.
watching that?
You are an absolute genius, Garland.
Why, thank you. Yes, I am. So, one question at a time, Alexander.
So,
What's your
who
first question?
And what? Who are the Orisha?
Don't worry about that rat. That rat's gone.
Yeah, I think.
We're not going to make you fight a single rat.
Dun, 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 dun.
As you walk along this platform, you notice a symbol similar to these symbols of Florengard and like the Celtic kind of patterns and stuff that is on the ground here. And you deduce that this natural nature system must have been like enchanted somehow to help allow these the grass and stuff to grow here, based on the presence of the old Florengard symbols. So what was your first question, Alexander?
Who are
Actually,
the
checking the
Orisha?
corpse. The Orisha isn't a who, it's a what. Back when we found back, oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually going to tell you this. Back when we found the inheritor, we also found a really old book that came with it. This book was practically the size of a person's head. It was so massive, and it claimed to be able to tell the future and the
Wait!
juice and go ahead.
No, please carry on. I'm just.
It claimed to be
extremely
able to tell the
surprised.
future and figure out events before they could happen and guide people towards things that needed to be done to help us understand essence and take command of it and just cultivate it as something that we could use. So he's so whimsical talking about this like it was the greatest thing he'd ever discovered in his life.
Luthien, the book. It can't be. It's that old.
Lucian looks he's like, I don't know. This is just belonged to my grandmother. It's just something she always had in her possession as long as I've known her. Lottie checks the corpse. There is nothing on the corpse. It is a dead corpse. It has ceased to be.
Oh, I
it has
wasn't
gone-
checking it. I was
Oh,
praying.
You were sending it, okay.
Corpse.
Yeah.
Fa la 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 la, fa la la, yeah, you know, bit of Betamax on it, and
People die and Lottie dances.
it passes on. Luthien looks surprised that this does appear to match the description of the quest log.
So the quest log is known as the Orisha.
So he takes out the quest log of the book and why is that still lit up over there? I don't know. He pulls out the quest log. Why are we're missing someone? Where's Alexander?
I don't know, I disappeared off the map. I tried to leave and I just
You shouldn't have.
disappeared.
I could have sworn. There you are.
Oh no.
Stay back here. Good boy. Stop sitting on Nim. Okay. I'm trying to have a big dramatic moment here. He pulls out the book and Garland starts jumping up and down. He's like, that's it. But he's like, it looks a little different than when I remember. So he kind of walks over to it and he looks at the side. Ludian puts it down on the ground. And he looks at where it says the quest log. So he starts scratching at it with his nail.
Oh my god.
And slowly, like, he notices the writing starts scraping off the side of the book, suggesting that this was not like what was originally there, that someone wrote this on there as if it was like a name they gave it or something. And underneath it, you see this dark black text. No, dark red text. The what's the word I'm looking for? The leather underneath, the texture underneath is like a dark red, and it's got white text and on it. Slowly but surely, you see the outlines of an O and an or, and you make the obvious conclusion that apparently this is the original name for the quest log. And that is where the episode is going to end for this evening.
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
Orisha is a
Cliffhanger.
consciousness inside the book, and there's the light is a consciousness inside the sword, and they might be like they're related to each other, and they're gods, or if they're not gods, they are now, and they're like the creators of the universe. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Feel free to drop any thoughts you want, and then we will wrap up for this thing.
Well, we know that the patrons were people.
Yep.
We know that the world has changed somewhat in 5,000 years. We know that there has been a change in the use of energy, if that's how we're going to classify the light as a power source to be tapped, and that it's, I would say it's more flexible and powerful than essence, as essence tends to define itself by one.
Seems to be capable of changing reality itself.
Yeah, because like when I explained to Garland, like the guy who I literally report to in the story turns people to gold statues. Like if he wants to, he can. It's not fast, but he can do it if he wants to. So that's a thing. And you know that kind of blew. Again, it kind of blew what people would consider a god's mind. Like, oh, I had no idea you guys could do that. That's news.
That's cool.
So you know, it's how you doing, fellow kids?
Tesh, Lottie, any thoughts? Questions? Well, thoughts, but any input?
Oh, see, actual Teshi is just
Creepy.
lost in the sauce with everything to the point that Teshlin can't think of anything.
Okay, cool. Lottie, any last words? Wait, that sounds way too dramatic. You know what I mean. Any final thoughts before?
Dang, this ring is cursed.
Right?
No, nothing more than what's been said.
Cool.
The book has a nice name.
Tesh or Jerry sent me something. Not sure if we should be asking secret questions unless it's related to your character.
Well, it is related to my character, so it's a secret question.
Is the like, I feel like that's just. I don't feel like that's. Okay, I'll answer that to you in private. I don't feel like it's a private question.
It is a private question because I will elaborate why in private.
I think I understand where you're going with the question, so yeah, I will allow it to remain private.
Thank you.
Alexander's all
Because
about
it's not
private.
like Alexander doesn't have any dark, like hasn't been keeping deep dark secrets for the last 40 episodes.
Yeah, like a god's consciousness who
this is
turns out
inside
to not be a
his-
god
yeah.
inside my head.
Cool. So yeah, next week we finally get out of here. We can get back to Solterra, and it will be finally the day of the vote.
Well, there's also a bunch of people marching on the capital.
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of they're marching to Tiasola, but but when we get there, it'll be like 3 days before the council, so that's going to be the next episode. We will answer these questions Garland has, and we will see finally how the voting is going to go.
Finally.
And we can finally get out of Florengard. And
Finally.
thank you guys. 2 weeks or so from now.
Close to the end.
Yeah, Monday actually is kind of useful, I think, because it actually frees us up to do stuff on the. We should do Mondays for the foreseeable future, as long as that's convenient to everybody. Not, we will see what we can do. I'm glad this worked on YouTube. That is easy and good to know for the upcoming weeks, and it gives me a permanent place to store these episodes separate, so I don't have to keep exporting them from Twitch. Cheerio, quick, chill yourself. What are you up to?
I am just working and also planning to go to Prague in September.
Fancy.
And thank you. And prepare my own D&D, hence models and stuff.
That is a
Hence
very cool
undead
model.
Erupting from the earth and stuff. Yeah, planning my own D&D. I'm the DM of Tomb Annihilation. No spoilers. I won't say anything. And just going to work until it ends in a few months, and then
line up another
go to
job.
Prague.
Yeah.
Line up another job, and
grind
think
away.
about life. Yeah, pretty much.
Life, the universe, and everything. Cool. Lottie, what will you be up to?
Also just working. Working, playing Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Playing a mobile game probably.
Is that the horse one?
No, it's Love in Deep Space.
Okay, nice.
Love in Deep Space. Let's see how embarrassing this is. Oh god. Oh god. It's
just
that
recently
game.
started.
It's that game. It's the one with the bishy boys.
Oh my
It has a claw machine.
Lottie.
They're all perfect skin
Yeah.
and Korean.
Yeah, I just started playing that recently, so I'll probably be playing that, some Final Fantasy 14, Infinity Nikki. And hopefully Matthew will be coming over at some point this summer.
Yay.
So.
Woo. Mascot will be around. Yay. Him.
What will I be doing? Let's see. Later tonight, I think we're gonna do some streaming. I've got stuff that I'm going with. We do the Final Fantasy 14, and I may look into some other things. I'm going to try. I'm really trying to do more of the YouTube stuff in terms of just like slop content, but I have a lot of really cool things that I could play around with, and I'd like to think that I'm pretty good at what I do when I do make a video. So that's something I've been really trying to work with here, is a little bit more thing. I found out that I'm over 500,000 views on YouTube, which was cool.
Did you get
So that's
didn't you
something.
get like a trophy for one of those? Like a
No, nothing like that. I think
Don't
you
you
gotta
get
have
like
like
a-
100,000 subs get you a plaque, and then 1,000,000 subs will get you a plaque.
Ah.
But that's neither here nor there. I'm currently at about 9.06.
cool.
Anyways, that being said, my stretch goal when I started doing all the content stuff was to be seen 1,000,000 times, and I'm over halfway there.
Halfway.
So I'll be working on new YouTube stuff and trying to see what can happen, and we'll go from there. Outside of that, though, I'm still working. I'm on the track to be promoted again, because they're opening up a new facility and they need people like me. And I've been literally just running myself ragged. I hit the gym today, and I'm just kind of relaxing now.
Cool. Go see Superman. Teshlin, whose
I agree.
avatar is
Go
not
see Superman.
his avatar is not currently on the screen. This should hopefully be sorted by the next episode.
I'm sorry.
That's totally fine. If you can get at least the PNG tuber set up on the Mac, that would be really awesome. What will you be up to?
Lots of working.
Lots of working. This is a recurring theme here.
Yep, but I'm at least enjoying myself. It's fun.
That's the most important thing. Anything specific you'll be playing? Let's not make it that short.
I picked up Xenoblade X, and now I am on a mission to just replay all of them. So I'm
Nice.
currently playing the first one.
Cool. Awesome. Enjoy. I guess that's pretty much it. I
always will.
I keep planning on like coming back to regular streams, but it never happens. The weather is too fucking brutal. We finally got rain today. Holla freaking Luya. Best thing ever. Never been so happy for rain in my life. Fantastic Four is out in 2 weeks, so go see that, everybody. That's looking like
I already have my ticket.
Same here. 2 tickets. Me and my nephew. Very much looking forward to seeing that. What did I pick up recently that I was thinking I should really stream this? Obviously, I cannot find it, so it wasn't that big a deal. Dune Awakening is pretty fun, by the way, if you're into Dune. It actually does a really good job of realizing the essence of Dune, and it's not like a normal game where you can just explore. Because if you go out into the sand at any point, you will be eaten by the sandworm, unless you prepare for it. So like, there's a genuine sense of like, oh, and you're always dehydrated because it's a desert.
Father!
So it's
The sleeper has awoken!
basically.
Sorry.
That's yeah, you're not far off. It really does. If you know Dune, this is a really fun experience. So definitely check that out. I've also been putting a lot of time into VR. So yep, I'll try and do streams at some point. If not, we'll be back here in 2 weeks with the quest log. Take care of yourselves. Stay handsome, stay beautiful, stay smart, and all that jazz. Boop.
Ta-ta, everyone.
What's up?
Am I the only one who's going to boop? I feel sad. Lottie's booping in spirit. We can't see her, but she is boop.
Yeah, you can't see my boop.
Yeah. Bye
We
bye.
are invisible boops.
Bye bye.
Yes.
Choose